Well, hi there, I'm Adrian Salisbury, and in this video we're going to be talking about all things teleprompters, why I'm a huge fan of them, why I think you should be using one, and what I've been using up to now, and then what I'm about to start using. Alright, now I've complicated it, let's get into it. Okay, so the videos that you see me creating, the stuff that you can find on my channel is all recorded by me talking to my camera like this. In the same place that this one's in, I've switched things around, but I'm literally working at my camera and I'm this kind of distance from it, the other side of the desk, and that's the crop that I have. And you can see on the side of the screen there, pretty much, that's the distance I'm working at. Now that's great when I'm not using a teleprompter and I'm just trying to do impromptu stuff like this. But when I've been more and more recently, I've been seeing a lot of benefit, a lot of value in using a teleprompter. What I've found is it disciplines me to firstly storyboard something and then write out a script, especially when I've been making YouTube videos. And actually there's a whole series that I'll link to that you can see how I've gone about this process. Once I've written out a script word for word, I then typically get my wife just to listen to it and say, what do you think to that? Does that make sense? And quite often if I sleep on it and come back to it, I change it around a bit. Or as I'm reading it out to her, I'm saying, no, that's not exactly how I would say it. And I change it around. So what that's doing is it's firstly giving me that word for word script. It allows me to just read through it and know the timings of it. Is there something in there that could come out? Should I split it at any point? And as I'm reading through it, I'm also saying, right, so I can put some B-roll footage in at this point here and I'll make notes within that script. So it gives me a really good working document. That then transfers over to the teleprompter. But also what I'm using it for is to create a blog post around the same topic. So I'm giving people an option on my blog post to either watch the video or below it, they can pretty much read it word for word. And I have to say that batching like this and going, right, I want to do, say, 3 videos, let me write out the script for them. I go to the coffee shop and I sit there and I can write out a script, come back, check it through. And then when I hit record on here, I'm doing it pretty much in one take. So it really is becoming a lot more efficient. And in the editing process as well, I haven't got a lot of cutting away to do like I'm going to have to do in this video. So that's why I would use a teleprompter. I realize I haven't actually said to you what a teleprompter is. If you've seen the kind of news or the weather things where the guys there, you've seen them and they've just got that text scrolling up in front of them. That's what a teleprompter is. And what we're able to do with apps today is put a script like that onto our phone. And I can then put this into a landscape mode, hit play, and the thing will scroll at a speed that I tell it. Now that's all very good, but I want to keep my eyes on the camera. So what we have are these. This is what I've had to this point as a teleprompter. The idea is that, this is designed for an iPad. It's designed to be further away than what I've got this one here. If I were working on an iPad here, my eyes are going to be going side to side and it's going to be very obvious. So the solution is to put a script onto my phone, and that sits on the front of here. And what happens is, this is pretty much as it would sit. The camera bolts onto the back of here and points through, and as you can imagine there, what's happening is the camera's pointing through, my script is directly in front of where the camera is. It's a fantastic solution, but I find this big and bulky, and I like to have this setup with the microphone attached to the top. I can't do that working like this. I can't see the screen very clearly behind it. I can't kind of touch it to focus and stuff that I do now. So this has become a bit of a burden to me. It's also a pain having to bolt it onto here, to take the camera and stick it on the top. If I were permanently set up and always doing teleprompter work, I guess this is okay, but it isn't for me, and I've been envious of others that have got a solution that I've been looking at for some time now, but I've been frustrated because it isn't easily accessible in the UK. But here it is. It's the Parrot Teleprompter from Podcaster. As you can just about make out from the picture, this thing is designed to sit on the front of the camera, and then my phone will just slot underneath it. So why don't we unbox this and have a look at it, and then we'll set it up and see how it goes. So here it is. Let me just show you what this comes through like. I know unboxing videos are always popular, but nicely packaged. Quick start guide. Okay, so that's good. Cleaning kit. Ah, wow. I use these pens all the time. Great little bit of kit for your camera as well. But you can just flick that out and there's a little brush in the end. That'll just be to get the dust and things off. And then at the other end of it is a little cloth there that you can use, this little felt thing. That's cool. And then a little cloth comes with it as well. But this is what we're really here for, right? This is the little teleprompter unit itself. What a difference to the huge thing that I just showed you. The other things in here, let's just have a look and then we'll get rid of this box. The other thing that's in here then, in this nice little bag, is a full set of rings there. So it takes you down, and I'm going to demonstrate this in a second. I can go right from an 82mm filter down to a 37. So for most of the stuff I'm using, I'm just going to select one of these, sadly, and the rest of them are going to sit in the cupboard and gather dust. Then we've got the actual teleprompter itself, which hopefully is going to be quite obvious. So what have we got here? Okay. So it's already got one of the rings attached to it. What we're going to do is, once we've found the size that fits onto our lens, it looks like it slides up into the back there, fits onto the lens, and then, as you're going to see in a minute, as the camera's looking through there, probably should have read the quick start guide, shouldn't I? So my phone is literally just going to slot in under there. At the minute it's got the app on that's doing the recording, but we're going to demonstrate this in a minute. Right now it's just having a quick look at what's coming through, but how much more compact and convenient is that to go on the front of the camera? Excited to give it a first run through. And then there's a remote control in here as well, which again is going to be a big plus, because this is one of the biggest challenges with using a teleprompter. What happens when the thing runs away with you? So this is going to come in really useful. Okay, so simple as that. There's our teleprompter, the different rings for the size of the lens, and then a remote control. So let's have a go at this. I honestly haven't put this on yet, so maybe it's a bit silly of me not to have run through a demo first. But I can suss this out. So my lens tells me that I've got a 46mm thread. So I just go through here until I find a 46. There it is. And that screws onto my lens. The teleprompter just slides onto there. And so this then should just pull down, and my phone slots in there. That's pretty cool. So, and when I'm done with that, by the looks of it, I could actually just slide this up. That wouldn't bother me to just keep that ring kept on there all the time. So when I'm coming back to it, I can just put this down. And what I just need to do is to change this screen around. And my script is now on there. So I could scroll that back, hit start, and there I go. I'm talking, I've got a real professional quality teleprompter working away in front of me in such an incredibly compact set there. So this is me, this is how I would do this. I've lost my remote control with my phone now, but I'm assuming you can still see me. This is the distance that I would record my videos at. And I can read off this script here, I can hit record, I can touch up just to make sure it's in focus, and I can work away. That is incredible. Let me just spin it around and let you have a look at what that looks like inside. So here it is, you're in my shoes now. This is me looking down the camera lens. Let's scroll back one of my scripts. There are different bits of software. The Parrot one I haven't loaded up yet because I've been using another one, and for demonstration purposes here, I'm nice and familiar with it. I'll come back to the actual software side of it. There are several options. There are several reasons why you're going to want to choose one over another. And having this new remote button is going to make a big difference. One of the biggest challenges is what happens when that runs away from you, or you've read it wrong and you want to scroll back. I've been really blessed to have Rachel working with me, and thankfully she will just stand at the side of this normally, and if I say, oh, just roll that back a bit, and then we just record it again. There are some good tips on how to do it. This remote will make a big difference, but there you go. For now, just have a look at that. That's how this thing is working. You get to look in there, you're looking straight down the lens of the camera as you're reading it, and as long as you've written it well, people won't know that you're actually reading a script. Now, that's the challenge, and actually, it's a challenge that I'm going to be covering in my group with my members very soon. A few of them have been saying to me, I love the idea of a teleprompter, but I just can't read it without it feeling very wooden and static. And so I'm going to be challenging them. We're going to have a go at this. And as we do that in the group, I'm going to be filtering out some bits here as well, and no doubt making a new video with some tips on how to do this. Alternatively, if you fancy joining us inside the Academy and getting going with this, why don't you come over? I'll put the link below to the Pro Video Academy. You can get started for as little as $99, and you could be joining us doing this challenge, running through the scripting, getting together in the group and working through. There's no better way to learn it than as part of a little community like this. But either way, I hope that's been valuable to you and of interest. Definitely consider using a teleprompter. It stops you waffling, it keeps you on point. It's so many benefits that I said to you at the start of this video. I've become a massive fan of it, and now that it can be as compact and convenient as this, it's just got even better. So why don't you post any questions or thoughts below? Do you use a teleprompter? Have you tried one? What have your experiences been? I'd love some feedback from you. And better still, why don't you come over and join us in the Pro Video Made Easy group, and let's have a proper discussion about it over there. As ever, if you've enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up, subscribe, and look out for future videos. Thanks so much. I'm off to have a proper little play with this now.